All right, Anthony Hartwig here with a Liberty softball player profile. I am joined by Rachel Strohmeyer. Rachel, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Rachel, I want to talk about this season. Obviously, you had a great season last year. You were invited to the YSN All-Star Game, did a lot of great things. What was it like kind of coming off of last season and trying to, keep the train rolling and keep the momentum going in this Liberty softball program?
Um, we just had to remind ourselves that we were pretty much the same team from last year. We had lost one senior, so that was she was our third baseman. So that was a little bit detrimental. Um, but we had a freshman come and step up, and she played center, and our center fielder from last year stepped up and played third. And we've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen this Liberty team a couple of times this year, and man, the energy you guys have every game is just top by none. Through the ups and downs that every softball season has, how have you guys managed to keep your energy high, keep the confidence up, and really keep having fun?
I mean, we just have to keep encouraging each other, no matter what happens. Softball's a very I don't know, iffy game. Everything happens, one inning could be great and another inning could be bad, but we just have to remember to keep the energy up and, every inning's a new inning.
After such a successful season for yourself last year, what were some of the goals that you set coming into this year that you wanted to accomplish and you wanted to make sure that you kind of one up the performance that you put out last year?
Definitely my mechanics and pitching. Last year was my first year, really coming back and being a starting pitcher. My freshman year, I was just coming back to softball. So Kristen Fine and Chloe Fleps were the main pitchers, and then last year, since Kristen graduated, I had to step up and um, I just wanted to make sure that my mechanics were better this year, and I also wanted to get my bat going a little bit better.
A lot of teams have, one pitcher that they ride all year, and that's pretty much their bread and butter. But you have, multiple pitchers that Liberty can go to and that all are a little bit different. What's that like to be a part of a staff and to know that when you're starting, you don't have to be on your A game. You have people that have your back, and that you're also not asked to start every single game of the season?
Yeah, it's nice to know that I have Chloe to fall back on, we both have each other. If somebody's having an off day, we could switch out or just change up the style of pitching for the batters. Um, so, yeah.
That bat this year has been really good. Your swing, excellent. What has been working so well for you this season at the plate?
We practiced all winter in the cages, in the gym, and I changed my stance actually, which has kind of been helping me because I had a hard time hitting inside pitches last year. And the way that I've been standing kind of helped me. So now I can get the bat on the ball a little better.
When you see all the work that you've put in, what are you kind of the most proud of so far this year that you've been able to do, that you've been able to see yourself improve on?
Definitely pitching. I worked all winter with my coach Ed Beavers, and he's a little hard on you, but that's never a bad thing. And he really pushed me to be better. So I'm definitely proud of my pitching improvement.
I mean, you can't talk about pitching coaches without talking about Ed Beavers. Talk about what it's like to be guided by him, who also coaches a lot of the greatest, pitchers in the area. What's that like for you to be able to work with him?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I was really happy when I got in with him. It scared me a little bit because he coaches Gabby Gradishar and Sydney Watts, so they're the two best pitchers in the area in my conference. So um, it makes me kind of hopeful. He can help me and coach me to be better.
What do you think is the biggest thing he's helped you with since you started with him?
Definitely just my mechanics in general. My feet. I gotta make sure my stride's right and everything. And he used to put a board behind my back foot because I would make a four with my foot when I dragged it, and I would kick the board down if I messed up. So that kind of made me way better with my feet and helped me stay open.
Now, when you pitch, do you visualize the board back there?
Yeah, I was gonna come and kick it.
When you think of the softball journey, obviously it's been a good one for you. When did you find yourself falling in love with the sport? Let's start about when you started it and when you found yourself, falling in love with the game.
So I started playing in T-ball, so I was 4, and I played all the way up until 6th grade, and then I actually quit, which I really regret, but I quit in 6th grade, and then the summer before 8th grade, Coach Fine actually called my dad and told him like, "Hey, like I want Rachel to get back into playing. I want her on my team for freshman year." And at first, I was kind of like iffy about it. I was like, "No, no, no." And then I was like, "Well, you know, it makes me kind of feel good that somebody wants me on their team." And so I ended up playing rec ball that year, and I've stayed with it ever since.
What got you back into that groove? Back to loving softball, back to wanting to be a part of a team. What got you back into it?
It definitely was, like, hard getting back into it because, you know, I wasn't used to all that movement, but my muscle memory kinda kicked in, and, I started playing with the girls that I had played with when I was younger, and that kinda made me like, "Okay, I do like this." Like, I don't know why I quit in the first place, but yeah.
You know, we talk about your teammates and how much energy they have in the dugout. I'm wondering what your favorite off the field memories are with this team so far that you've been able to, accumulate.
There's this Mexican restaurant down the street, and we always make an effort to, like, get there a few times a season, and it's always such a good time. Like, that's, like I laugh the hardest every time I'm there, it's so fun. And then we also go to Handles, my team really likes food. We go to Handles, and, it's kinda nostalgic to go to Handles because, we used to go there, like, after like, our first win in rec ball when we were really little, so it's always nice to go there too.
What's the go-to order at Handles?
I work there, so, like, it's, like, hard to say my favorite because all I do all shift is eat ice cream, but I think I think my favorite would be chocolate malt with caramel and a waffle cone.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you have one that is it different for different situations? Like if you win, you want to get this flavor to keep the mojo up. What are kind of your go-to flavors after a win?
I had to say maybe cotton candy. I
Mm.
love cotton candy, it's so good.
So you work at Handles. You just said I want to talk about that experience and what it's like to have a job, do school, have softball, balance it all, and try to juggle all those plates.
Yeah, I'm really grateful because they allow me to have a flexible schedule, um, but it is difficult at times, like, I have practice and then I gotta go straight from practice to work or whatever the case may be, so
I mean, you might be in high school, but that's a little bit of taste of adulting. How much do you think this experience of having a job, having school, having softball will help you in your career down the line when you have to, adult a little bit?
yeah, it'll definitely help me with time management and, just getting where I need to be and not, like, messing around.
What's your favorite thing about getting to work at Handles?
The ice cream,
Yep.
obviously.
That's the easiest question you're going to get all
Yeah.
interview, I promise. When you think about the schoolwork, I want to talk to you about your work in the classroom, some of your favorite classes at Liberty, and some of the things you like studying.
My favorite class probably would be band class, because it's not just like a sit there and, like, they lecture at you and you take notes, it's kinda like I get to, you know, do stuff and, like, actively participate, and it's just a good time.
What instrument do you play in band?
Percussion.
What got you into that? Like, let's talk about your percussion. I mean, are you part of the marching band during the football season?
I'm a part of the marching band, but I do flagline for marching band, but I did
Okay.
percussion because my brother played percussion, and I
Mhm.
kinda looked up to him, he's 4 years older than me, so I wanted to be like him, so I started playing percussion.
What are some of the classes that are hard? I don't want to say least favorite because I don't want to slight one of your teachers, but you have to work a little bit harder in. It's harder to get your juices flowing in that class. What are some classes that you've struggled? Well, not struggled, but you have to work
Yeah,
harder at.
definitely trig and physics. I'm not a math person at all.
When you think about being able to put in that kind of time in the classroom, I'm sure there are some teachers in the Liberty school system that have impacted your journey in some way, helped you through a hard class, whatever it may be. Who are some teachers that have impacted you throughout your whole schooling career?
Um, Probably my physics teacher, Mr. Kripe. He always is like I don't say he yells at you, but he's like, "Don't mess around with him." Um, but he's very kind, just, like, behind all that. And, um, my history teacher from ninth grade, Mr. Niddle, he also, he coaches,
We know Coach Little pretty
yeah,
well.
yeah, Canfield
I think
baseball.
he'll appreciate the shout out.
And then my government teacher, Mr. Russell, he's always there to listen to me talk, and every 5th period, I'm talking to him, so I feel kinda bad.
When you're talking about this team, I've watched you guys a couple of times, like I said, and even though you're not a senior, it seems like because of the success you're able to have and the stats you kind of put up, you're one of the emotional leaders of this team. Seems like you're one of the ones that the girls can turn to when they're going through something. What's that been like for you to be asked to be a leader and to try to lead this team?
I mean, I can't lie, it's a little scary because, like, mentally, I still feel a little younger than I actually am, but, it also feels really nice because our team has a lot of freshmen on it, and some of the girls hadn't played before, so it feels nice to be, like, a person that they could turn to and, like, ask questions and everything else.
Means people are looking up to you. I mean, what's it like to be a role model? Know that people are trying to watch the way you play and trying to say, I can do that, or I want to be like hers one day. You said you wanted to be like your brother when you were younger. So now you
Yeah.
have people trying to be like you. What's that like?
Um, it makes me definitely wanna play harder and just show them what I can do and, like, so they could see that they could do the same.
All right. I want to get to know a little bit of the fun stuff about softball. Of course, we got to go through softball superstitions. I feel like every player has at least one. What are some of yours?
Definitely not stepping on the line before the game starts. I hate it. I don't like, please don't step on it. I feel like that's gonna make us lose.
Do you have any like pregame routines that are constant that you always go through?
Not really. I can't say that I have, like, a consistent one now.
Mhm. What kind of music do you listen to get yourself in that mental zone to compete at a softball game?
Ooh, it depends. Sometimes I like listening to rock music, sometimes I like listening to rap, it just depends. I love, like, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B,
Mhm.
like, they get me pumped.
If you had a walk-up song, what would your walk-up song be?
Mm. I think Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about favorite dugout snack. Let's go with that. What's if you had one dugout snack for the rest of your career, what would you want it to be?
I think my whole team can back me up on this, but seeds for sure. If you look in any of the teammates' bags, there's always a bag of seeds, different flavors. I personally like the hot sauce ones, but that's just me.
You like it spicy a little bit, Chipotle after the game, spicy seeds, You know what Rachel likes. When we think about a softball icks, we're kind of having a running tally as we interview all these softball players this year. So we have to know what your softball ick is so we can add it to the tally list.
I hate when girls strike out and they, like, slam stuff around because, like, it
Mm.
sucks striking out, but also, like, it's part of the game. Just, like, get them next time.
So you're like the no frustration, which is going to be the first tally against that. I'll tell you, we've had a tie right now. Well, actually, we just had one take the lead, but Nevich has been a high one. Showing your knees through the softball pants, and I'll tell you the
Yeah,
other one that's been high is the visors over the ears. That's been a high one too. So
yeah.
you did not break the tie, but you add another category to the list, which I love adding. Rachel, one of the things we do in these all player profiles before we let the player go, of course, we give them the time to take the limelight off themselves and shine it on the people that support them throughout their whole career. So I want to give you the time to give out your shout outs, give out your thanks, as many as you want to give to the people in your life.
My dad, he's been coaching me since I think since 7 and 8's coach pitch, so, him, and then my mom and my grandma and grandpa, they make sure they come to all my games that they can and support me, and my boyfriend too, he supports me as well, so just pretty much everybody in my life supports me, so it makes me grateful for them.
Rachel, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. You know we're a fan. We can't wait to see what you do in the future. We wish you the best of luck. Can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Alright, thank you so much.